Well, welcome. My name is Randy Ross. I'm the National Director of Podiatry Content Connection. Uh, just a quick something about Podiatry Content Connection. We've grown to become the #1 comprehensive digital agency for podiatrists only. And a snapshot of some of the things that we do for podiatrists are basically enhancing your web presence to attract more what we call ideal patients, help you show up consistently on page one of Google, and help you leverage the power of the web to benefit from lots of excellent online reviews. We also do things like mobile websites that are what I call a modern podiatric website, superior SEO thanks to our weekly blogs and articles that we post for you, and being consistently listed on the number of major and local directories online. So it's all about growing your practice and with proven results. So again, we cater only to podiatrists. So we're basically specialists just like you. We've got a 96% retention rate with our customers, which is pretty amazing. And most of our customers are enjoying a 10 times return on investment. So the question today is, in the world that we're living is, how are you doing and how have you been handling the COVID-19 situation that we're in? Unfortunately, some podiatrists are kind of duck and cover, I call it. They drop, cover, hold on. Times of this really require the ability to what I call pivot and adapt to the times, not just stay closed, not just to freeze and hope for the best and wait for the storm to pass. That's not a good thing. So again, hope is certainly not a strategy. So we're determined to help you and your practice stay in business and come out of this difficult period, come out actually stronger than before. So, we've learned a lot during this crisis, what podiatrists across the country are doing and what you should be doing right now to survive and even thrive as we make our way into what more and more people are calling the new normal. So as a podiatry-only company, we're in the unique position of to hear from podiatrists who are working all across the country. So with that, let's check in with Abby, our field reporter.
Thanks, Randy. What we're seeing is that most podiatry offices are open and seeing patients, but often on a reduced schedule. Routine care is down, but those who are in pain are still going out to see their podiatrist. Elective surgery is reopening in many states and reclosing in others, depending on the situation.
So Abby, how are podiatrists staying afloat?
Well, the use of telehealth is surging and bringing in new income for many podiatrists. Many podiatrists were able to secure forgivable Paycheck Protection Program loans and other resources to help cover salaries and other expenses. And lastly, other podiatrists who have been more proactive have used Google Ads to target new patients searching online. And back to you, Randy.
Well, thank you, Abby. Appreciate that. There's a lot of uncertainty out there right now. So our team is fully committed to really helping you during these, troubling times. And we put together a mid-COVID action plan. It's actually on our website, and it's our intention to help you in any way that we can during this crisis, including waiving certain fees, which is important. So we want to talk about how you can strategize and prepare. So one of the first things, if you haven't done it already, is get the financial help that you need. The Paycheck Protection Program, as Abby mentioned, is a big deal as far as loan forgiveness, payroll tax deferments, the rehiring process. This is something, again, if you haven't looked into it yet, you certainly should. And these loans are, keep in mind, they're only for use in 2020, unless they end up extending that. So you want to certainly look into this. You want to prepare your physical space and your procedures to make patients feel more comfortable during these times. So the APMA and the AMA have put out certain tips, including things like incremental reopening, exam room sanitation, waiting room procedures, plexiglass dividers. I'm sure you see them in stores and all over the place, at restaurants, rotating staff scheduling. So there's really, as I say, great hope for optimism that we will transition to a normal that is safe and comfortable for patients and clinicians alike. So it's important to prepare your staff, your space, practice management, and patients for the next normal. So we've already learned a lot, of new ways to be flexible during this time. An example of that, uh, of what I call a successful pivot in our industry, has been telehealth. Now, telehealth is not brand new, but it's never got the attention as it has over the last couple months. So, and from what we're seeing, telehealth is not a temporary thing. It's not going anywhere because really it's become what we call normalized over this period where it's for many podiatrists, not all, but for many, it's created a new income stream. Medicare, most insurance are reimbursing for telehealth from home. Makes it easier for patients not to even have to leave their home to come to see you or speak with you. You could actually cover a much larger geographical market, which is actually great. It's great for quarantines or people that are housebound, and it makes for easy for lapsed patients to return. And again, patients don't have to travel to come see you. So it saves them some time, gas, and maybe babysitting money. So again, with telehealth, at least currently, HIPAA compliance regulations have been relaxed to accommodate more telehealth options and different platforms. So again, we don't know how long this will last, but Zoom and Doxy are among the two most popular platforms. There are things like Google and Facebook, which we do not recommend because they're not HIPAA compliant like these are. So, while other companies out there, I find this a little bit disturbing, are charging an additional $199 or $299 per month. Our company, Podiatry Contact Connection, we're here to help during this time of need. So we've decided to waive charges, so setup charges and monthly fees have been waived. Things like free website banners, that's no charge for that. So we want to help and not create more stress as far as cash flow. So as far as strategic marketing goes, this is really important. If you've actually discontinued marketing during this crisis or kind of frozen in fear, whether because you think you don't need to be online while your practice was down, or just maybe to save some money, the point is you've lost ground. And historically, businesses who are proactive remain visible online during a downtown, and they tend to bounce back much sooner and stronger than those who just kind of wait it out. So you want to really build up your online presence and prepare for, again, this next normal by shoring up your digital foundation so that you remain visible and don't have to catch up to competitors who started strategizing about this stuff earlier than you did. So again, when we meet podiatrists, say, well, I'm good. I have a website. It's kind of like, so what? A website it's like saying you have a business card or a phone line. It's frankly, it's expected. But nowadays, people are using the web, especially nowadays during COVID-19, to vet out podiatrists and other doctors. So there's a really big difference between a website and a web presence. And when it comes to strategic marketing, you got to think about it. Is your presence on the internet wide enough and resilient enough to withstand disruption and even a pandemic? You want to fortify your digital foundation now to survive and ultimately thrive in any environment. Now, a lot of podiatrists, we've been in touch with, will say things to us like, you know what? We're good because we've been in the business a long time. So we're very fortunate in that we work on word of mouth and referrals. And you got to keep in mind that nowadays, over 90% of people are going to check you out anyway. So they're going to check you out on the web. So you want to consider this. Does your practice have an effective enough web presence that's really capable of reaching people who are searching online for your help? And what I mean by that is, a web presence that really includes, a website, content, reviews, listings that are updated, maybe advertising on Google Ads and social media. Most podiatrists, when we speak to them about this, they say, well, not really. We have bits and pieces of this, but really don't have this all together. And that's what a web presence is. So basically, a web presence is where your website is basically the hub and all your marketing goes around it. So it's website and things like content on a regular basis and blogs and articles and directories and SEO and advertising, whether it be Facebook or Google, and social media, all point to and from your website. That is what we refer to as a web presence as opposed to just a website. Now, keep in mind that Google receives over 63,000 searches per second every day. It's unbelievable. And what's also unbelievable is that searches for healthcare providers are actually number 3 on the list. It's the third most popular search term on Google, which is incredible because a lot of the baby boomers and other people are getting older and searching for things online. So when people search for things like heel pain in your town and state, city and state, um, you want to come up on page 1 of Google. Preferably, you want to come up at least once, if not twice, maybe 3, 4 times on the front page of Google, like this. One of our customers in North Carolina, they're showing up, well, 5 times on the front page of Google. That's a great thing. Chances of people coming or calling on or visiting this website from this doctor is excellent. So keep in mind that 85% of the prospective patients that are checking you out online, they make judgments based on what they see and what they read online. And also keep in mind, it's really important, is that nowadays, especially now with COVID-19, patients see you before you see them. So if you are visible on the front page of Google, that's great. If you're visible on the front page of Google with lots of great reviews, that's great. But if you've got bad reviews, so if your visibility and you have bad reviews comes up on the front page of Google with a bunch of bad reviews, that's not a good thing. So you want to have both of these things in place. So when patients are referred to you in your practice and they kind of check you out anyway, what is it they're looking for? You know, among them, there's a couple things, but reviews is really at the top of the list. If you have everything in place, we have bad reviews or not that many reviews, it really works against you. So you want to have a bunch of reviews that are positive with at least 4 stars and some reassuring comments. So when you think about it this way, your website, as it relates to what I call a web presence, really becomes like a tool. And think about it, if you were to walk into an office, see a messy, outdated, unorganized office, especially now during COVID when we're so obsessed with cleanliness and being clean and organized. This makes for a really bad first impression if you walk into this office. Well, it's the same thing online. An old, outdated website makes for a really bad first impression. And most patients or prospective patients are gone with a click of a mouse. They see that and they're gone. And in that moment, you just lost a patient. So, also keep in mind that, many patients, they've got what I call the attention span of a fly. So you really got about 10 seconds to grab their attention and draw them into your website so they can stay on it. And also keep in mind that nowadays, most of us with a supercomputer in our pocket, patients are what I call internet smart. And website visitors, they're looking for certain information and education on your website. So, like Bill Gates used to say, content is king, but especially on the web, it's really the most important aspect of your website is content. In our world, again, our company name is Podiatry Content Connection. So we're all about content, and it's what I call our secret sauce. It's the thing that, good, consistent content is the thing that's vital to being seen and staying on page 1 of Google when people searching for podiatric search terms in your area. So blogs and articles educate and inform prospective patients. And blogs are, basically a collection of short, engaging posts about foot and ankle conditions that contain links back to your website and appointment page. So it's really important and something we do on a regular basis. And in our world, we do blogs on a weekly basis for our customers. Every blog links to what we call a companion article on the same exact subject. So it's really 2 pieces of content every single week, which is great. And keep in mind that Google loves content, just that simple. So again, our company name is Podiatry Content Connection, and of all the things that we do for our customers, it's really the content that leads the way, that really helps them have an amazing, what I call organic presence on the front page of Google. So, one of our customers, Dr. Silverstone of Union Foot Care, he's in Maryland. When we Google heel pain in his city and town, um, he's dominated, showing up 4 or 5, sometimes many, like 7 or 8 times on the front page of Google with a bunch of great reviews. So that's what I call excellent visibility. So, there's really a lot of what I call moving parts, all of which play a role in attracting more quality patients from the web to your practice. So a lot of podiatrists are, what does this all mean? I mean, they get a little bit dizzy just thinking about all the different components. But As Jeffrey Learman, one of your peers, would say, adapt or die. The longer you wait, the more you lose. If you think you can't afford it, many who know and use the web will tell you that you can't afford not to use the web because it benefits you and your practice, your patients, and your staff. And again, that comes from Jeffrey Learman. And so, do keep in mind that there's a really, really big difference between a website and a web presence. And you want to have a web presence if you're interested in being more visible, credible, and having a steady flow of what I call ideal patients. So, and again, now more than ever, patients really look to the web and social media for information and updates when considering new products or services or doctors they're going to see. I want to kind of make sure that you got your act together before they even step foot into your office. And simply put, we live in the digital age. So the battle for new patients, it takes place online. So you want to win that digital battle. So again, an effective web presence can have a really, really a major impact on you and your practice. And one of the things that we do that helps our customers a lot is Google advertising. And Google Ads is powerful because they employ agile marketing. We use certain proprietary data and SEO and marketing, um, and we know what's working. So this has been really powerful to use Google advertising even before COVID, but we've pivoted and made some changes during these times to seeing some tremendous results, even during the midst of, March, April, May of COVID. It's been a big boost, for our customers using this. And for instance, so we pivoted our Google advertising messaging because we tracked a shift in Google keyword searches. So most searches now lean more towards foot and ankle pain, and away from like elective surgery. So our crafted ads are proven to reach patients willing to come to you even during a pandemic. That is, if they're really in pain. So we're also finding that now you get more bang for your buck because Google Ads pay the pay-per-click budgets continue to reach their limit goals, even as the price of the ads have actually decreased during this time because of the number of people or lack of competition at this time. So that ad budgets are being met proves that patients are still actively searching online for immediate treatment, which is a good thing. So the Google Ads that we're doing some great things again to help our customers pivot and adapt during these times and adjust the Google Ads messaging. And it's really, I mean, a lot of our Google customers are seeing 10 times return on investment. So we're a Google certified partner. We've been running ads, Google Ads like this for almost 2 decades. And so, you might want to consider leveraging that type of experience to help you get new and ideal patients. So we've chosen, while other companies have charge rates for this. We have waived setup charges and we've waived monthly charges. It's just about a budget that you come up with, and you don't pay anything until somebody clicks on it. It's called pay per click. So let's talk a little bit about proactively bringing patients back. So patients want to may assume that your office is closed for in-person visits. So you want to call current patients about their scheduled appointments before they reach out to you. Explain certain safety precautions you have in place. If patients if book patients want to cancel their appointments, offer them to switch to a telehealth meeting if that might work for them, or rebook for a later date. It's really vital to keep current patients obviously on the calendar. And then there's patient messaging in the office. So, think about it. If you wash your hands and patients don't see you washing your hands, it's almost as if you didn't wash your hands because they didn't even know that you did that. So be aware of what verbal and nonverbal cues are being sent. And then this is really important also, patient messaging on your website. So you want to assure patients that you followed certain protocols from CDC and the APMA safety guidelines that applied, common sense. So let visitors know that you're all about your COVID-19 protocols because it gives them peace of mind. So put this information on your website in the form of banners and all marketing communications that you have out there. So this would include also details on your telehealth options, if you do offer that. So then there's patient messaging via email. So you want to keep all current and lapsed patients informed via email if you have that type of system that you're open, you're in the office, you're using telehealth, and how are you keeping safe, and how they can go about making an appointment with you guys. So those are really all important. So during this time, Podiatry Contact Connection is really watching out for your industry because it's the only industry that we cater to. So we want to make sure that you and your practice are okay. So to help during these challenging times, while other companies have added fees like for telehealth and for Google Ads, we've decided to waive those fees, both the setup and the monthly fees. So we have some special offers going on, and again, we're doing a lot to really help our customers adapt and pivot at the same time, eliminate fees so it's easier for you to do these things. So to set up telehealth, we've waived setup and monthlies. For reputation management systems, we also waive certain fees with setup fees and monthly fees for this one for 6 months. For other programs in reputation management that have a kind of like an email marketing engine built into it, we're making that available at no charge. With Google Ads, as I mentioned a moment ago, we've waived the setup charges and the monthly fees at least till the end of this year of December of 2020. And then we also have an amazing podiatric educational video library for new customers that is normally about $80 a month. We're making that available at no charge. So we're doing a bunch of things to actually enhance your web presence while actually eliminating fees for this. So, we're basically, hey, we're in this together. We're all in this together. We want you to know that we're here to help and adapt and help you get through these times and come out stronger on the other end. So with that, I want to thank you for your time and your attention. If you'd like to learn more about who we are, what we do, and how we might be able to help you in your practice, I encourage you to reach out to me directly. My cell number is 917 572 5088, and you could call me or text me at that number again, 917 572 5088, or you can email me at randyrossler@podiatrycc.com. And of course, you can always visit our website, which I encourage you to do. We have some great ebooks up there related to COVID-19 that we've been updating periodically. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll speak to you again soon. Have a great day.